All right, everybody, welcome back to Stereo Intellect. I got another amplifier that I can use for the Divided by 13 demo series. This is the JJN 5100. My good buddy Matt Rodriguez let me borrow this, and I've had it for probably a month and still haven't gotten this done. But here we go. So, same thing as the other videos. If you've seen the other ones, we're going through the aux. It's over here. I'm not recording the computer interface of the aux today because I just don't feel like dealing with more editing. So it's the same stuff, except I will go to the 112 Deluxe just for comparison if anybody wants to hear it. But obviously this is basically Divided by 13's version of a Marshall, a 100-watt Marshall, and you would use a 412 with that. You're not going to really use anything else with a 100-watt amp. So it's 4 EL34s for the back end, so it's 100 watts. It probably comes in like 80, 85 watts, but it's loud. Like, loud. If you were to stand next to this thing all the way up, it would look like that Maxwell commercial. Maxwell? Well, I can't remember what that tape company was. Or was that Panasonic back in the day? Where the guy's sitting in the chair and his hair is like blowing? Yeah, that's what it feels like to stand in front of this when it really gets going with a 412. So, bass, middle, treble, master volume, and volume. Same things before. The 57's on the left, the ribbon 160's on the right. And you know, I gotta say, lately, using the aux, I definitely have been using mostly the 57 and just a little bit of a ribbon mic and digging that. And I've been using the room mic as well to try to get some of that sense of space. I would love to do a real cabinet with this to show you guys what it sounds like with a real cab. It's just so dang loud to do it. Even the CJ11, when I do that, you know, I'm always worried I'm gonna make my neighbors mad, you know? So cleans on this amp are really fun. I'm gonna push the volume, which is the gain. You can see we're starting to get close to that, you know, kind of pop punk, sorta. Green Day. Totally in that thing. Let's dime it. It also has a pull for a tiny bit, I believe a tiny bit of mid-range and gain. Subtle. Yeah, it's just a little, just a little more. Bring it back a bit. Anybody like American Hi-Fi? I always like testing real high gain with fourths. Go to the EQ. But one thing, interesting thing to note about this circuit, the AMW is also like this, which I haven't done yet. But if you turn all the EQ down, the whole amp goes through the EQ. So if you use just the bass, just the mids, treble, super interesting. I could probably use just that right there. If you, I'd like to note this. Most people, I think, don't go through the entire sweep of a master volume. Some of you out there probably do. You're like, duh, I always do that. But I feel like a lot of people don't do that. So what you'll notice, there is no master volume on the planet, no matter what anybody says, that sounds exactly the same all the way up as it does all the way, you know, in its quietest regions of the sweep. So notice how the amp kind of gets more like shoulders as I push the master. Kind of gets, there's more like thickness. But if I was using a 412 with this, if I had this amp up this loud, it would be ungodly loud. Diamond. Those tones are fun. Sorry, I'm getting a little sour. But most people are going to use this right around here. Probably because you're living, you know, I think Matt lives somewhere around here on the volume. Probably going to... Especially if you're gonna use pedals. I'll go to that other cabinet. Here's that 112 Deluxe Cab. Running a little cleaner. It seems like it's a real flexible circuit. Like, I could use this for a lot of things. It's a little kind of tighter and faster, as Marshalls are known for being. Let's go back to the 412. And I'll give you some effects, just so you can have an idea of kind of the concept of... I'd use this for cleans all day. I'd probably make it a little thicker in the... All right, I'm gonna switch to a Strat. One of Matt's, the guy that owns the amp, one of his requests was, hey man, why didn't you do any single coils in the videos? And the main reason I didn't do any single coils is because I have the worst power at my place, and hum is usually pretty bad. But it's not too bad currently on this one. Yeah, see, with single coils, it gets great cleans. I mean, that's a bridge pickup of a Strat. This is a hardtail, by the way. Really pretty cleans. What I was listening to this week, I haven't really worked on it yet. What a rad riff that is. I think that's how that goes. Well, I think that shows the amp pretty well. Everybody's got to have at least one 100-watt Marshall style amp in their arsenal, don't you think? I'm definitely gonna try to give you a perspective of the volume differences of the amps, because as somebody pointed out recently, you know, with the aux, you can't really tell what the difference is in the volumes, and that's why I've gone out of my way to say, hey, this is really loud, you know, or whatever. But just so everybody knows, I did every gig, every live gig and every recording for 3 years with a CJ11, and I never wished I had more headroom. So, I mean, I'm not exactly the kind of person that rarely uses sparkly clean live, like clean, clean, clean. So, for me, it's not, headroom is not that big of a deal. For some people, it's more of a big deal. And I was still getting yelled at with a CJ11 all the time. Sound guys, hey, can you turn that down? Can you turn that down? For guitar players who played in bars and clubs, you know what that's like. Every amp by Fred is conservatively rated. They're all loud. And what I'll probably do is I'll do a video with the CJ11 and maybe the FTR, and I'll put up one room mic, and I'll A/B the two, and maybe everyone out there can get an idea. It's so hard over a microphone and video and compressed YouTube for all of you to understand the volume differences. They're all loud. They just are. They're loud. And the masters do work great. You know, like with the CJ11, you know, it sounds a little bit different. It's a little brighter when the master's all the way up, but I kind of compensate for it with gain, you know, the volume knob, the gain knob, and the EQ. If I got to run the master like super quiet, then I'll just change things accordingly to kind of get in the ballpark where I want to go. As always, please like and subscribe. I'm going to try to pump more videos out. I thought I was going to get one a week out, but it's just life runs away, and that's what happens. What a fun amp, man.